This place, all 46 million square miles of it, is home to a group of animals you will find nowhere else. The 6,000 living species that make up the phylum Equinodermata. Echinoderms have been living in Earth's oceans for over 500 million years. Early in animal evolution, they developed a unique body plan found in no other group of invertebrate animals. Most invertebrates, even primitive ones, have a head and right and left sides. In other words, they exhibit bilateral symmetry. Echinoderms are organized like spokes of a wheel, a body arrangement known as radial symmetry. The name Equinodermata means spiny skin. From arm's length, a common sea star appears to have a smooth brown surface with some white beads. The beads are actually short spines made mostly of calcium carbonate, a compound extracted from seawater. A dried sea star with skin removed shows a meshwork of bony plates and spines, creating a hard internal support system, an endoskeleton, another characteristic of echinoderms. The thin layer of skin that covers the endoskeleton is equipped with finger-like projections. These papillae increase the animal's surface area, improving gas exchange with the surrounding water. In other words, echinoderms breathe through their skin. A sea star moves very slowly over the rock. It moves on hundreds of individual feet, small hollow tubes, each tipped with a suction disc. These tube feet are powered by a hydraulic system, the water vascular system, another unique characteristic of echinoderms. The intake to the water vascular system is on top, with a screen that keeps out debris and parasites. The water vascular system has a central ring canal and connecting tubes that run out into each ray. Every tube foot is attached to a balloon-like structure called an ampulla. The muscular ampulla works like a squeeze bulb, forcing water into the tube foot, causing it to straighten and extend. The suction disc attaches to the surface using both suction and a tiny bit of chemical cement. The ampulla now relaxes, and the tube foot contracts, pulling the sea star forward. By coordinating hundreds of tube feet, the sea star can move along while keeping a strong grip on the rock. At low tide, this species is found just below the beds of mussels. When the tide is in, the sea stars move up to feast on these tasty mollusks. Although the mussel closes its shell tightly, it's no match for the sea star. Sea stars evert their stomachs into and onto their prey, and most digestion takes place outside the sea star's body. The partially digested nutrients are sucked back into the stomach region and transported by ciliary action into digestive glands in each ray. The food molecules pass into the body fluid for distribution to the skin and other parts of the sea star's body. In most sea stars, undigested material is eliminated through a small anus located on top. Also on top are the gonopores, openings where eggs and sperm are shed into the sea. A female may shed over 2 million eggs in a breeding season. A male, billions of sperm. Larval development goes through several stages on the way to becoming a baby sea star. Evolution has produced many variations of sea stars, 1,700 species, making up class Asteroidea, one of the 5 major branches of living echinoderms. Under the seashore rocks live brittle stars, so named because the arms are easily broken off. However, like many other echinoderms, they have the ability to regenerate lost parts, and in a few days the broken tip is replaced. Brittle stars and their close relatives, the basket stars, make up class Ophiuroidea. Ophiuroid means snake-like, referring to the motion of the arms. The tube feet of brittle stars are pointed. They're used to chemically sense food and move it to the mouth on the underside of the disc. Although most Ophiuroids feed on seafloor detritus, some are suspension feeders. Their arms wave above the bottom, collecting food particles suspended in the water. Basket stars are also suspension feeders, living where currents sweep plankton into the basket formed by the animal's outstretched, multi-branched arms. In terms of numbers, Ophiuroids are the most abundant class of echinoderms, with over 2,000 species living in almost every habitat found on the ocean floor. Living in the lower intertidal zone are beds of sea urchins, members of class Echinoidea. These echinoderms have a dome-shaped body covered by spines. Spines are adapted for different habitats. Thick spines for wedging into rocks. Flattened spines for deflecting wave forces. Long spines for defense. At the base of the spines, the urchin's skin is covered with tube feet and tiny jaw-like structures called pedicelaria. Pedicelaria help to prevent microscopic settlers, such as barnacle larvae, from colonizing the urchin's surface. Pedicelaria are also used to discourage predators, such as the voracious sunflower star. You can see how the pedicelaria respond to a bit of sunflower star tissue. A sea urchin's mouth is located on its underside, with 5 sharp teeth for tearing off bits of algae. A dissected urchin shows Aristotle's lantern, a system of muscles and bony levers that manipulate the teeth. A skeleton shows the openings for the mouth and anus, and close up, attachment knobs for spines and the tiny holes for tube feet. Submerged sand flats are home to sea urchin relatives, sand dollars. A sand dollar is like a sea urchin that has been flattened. The short spines of sand dollars protect the surface and help move the animal through the sand. Sand dollars feed on bits of detritus. Where there is current, they rest at an angle, causing food to be deposited behind the animal. For biologists who study animal development, the sea urchin is the experimental animal of choice. By collecting urchin eggs and sperm, the reproductive process can be studied in a dish of seawater. Sperm are strongly attracted to eggs, but crowds of sperm present a problem. An egg fertilized by more than one sperm will usually not survive. The egg comes equipped with a mechanical solution. As soon as the first sperm penetrates, a membrane pops out, preventing other sperm from entering. The fertilized egg develops rapidly to form a hollow ball of cells. Then an in-pocket develops, forming the primitive digestive system. Soon the larvae are swimming about on their own and taking in microscopic food. After a few weeks, the larvae larvae develop spines, tube feet, even a first pedicellarium. Carried back to the intertidal zone by tides and currents, the juvenile urchins settle down and begin to grow into adults. Some take advantage of the refuge provided by an adult of their own kind. Most echinoderms develop in a similar way, through a series of microscopic larval stages swimming in the open sea. If you snorkel or scuba dive along a sand-mud bottom, you may find members of class Holothroidea, animals shaped like cucumbers. Up close, sea cucumbers show tube feet, indicating that a water vascular system is present. But at first glance, other echinoderm features appear to be missing. In fact, the animals appear more worm-like than starfish-like. However, imagine turning a sea cucumber on end and compressing it. The relationship to other echinoderms becomes clear, with rows of tube feet showing its radial symmetry. In fact, it looks like a sea urchin without spines. Embedded in the skin are microscopic bony plates, evolutionary remnants of an endoskeleton. Many sea cucumbers capture food on sticky tentacles surrounding the mouth. In this species, the tentacles are tipped with pads that mop up detritus from the bottom. These soft-bodied, seemingly vulnerable organisms are far from defenseless. Powerful toxins secreted by the skin protect them. Others expel defensive weapons from their anus. These filaments are both sticky and toxic. So far, over 900 species of Holothroideans have been described. Crinoids, commonly called feather stars, are mostly found in warm tropical seas where they attach to corals and other surfaces. A crinoid's mouth faces up and is surrounded by tentacles that trap suspended detritus and plankton. Crinoids may be the most ancient of the 5 living classes of echinoderms. Fossils such as this 400-million-year-old species are found throughout the fossil record. But other lines fared less well. Paleontologists recognize 17 extinct classes of echinoderms. Each of these species is from a class that disappeared long before the first dinosaurs. They are radially symmetrical, all marine, all with a water vascular system. Most have spines and a hardened endoskeleton. They are the echinoderms, a unique and colorful phylum of animals.